I'm going to give 5 beginner tips and help you progress from the early game to the late game and to keep you pushing forward at a steady level until you've unlocked hard mode. Just before the video starts, we're almost at 250 subscribers, like a week, crazy. Thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me over the last week playing the First Descendant. This has been so good, over almost 250. Anyone who hasn't subscribed, subscribe now. Help us push for 300. We've been going like 50 a day. Join those people, be one of them, and help me push to 300 subscribers. We are probably going to get there within like a day or two. That's crazy, right? And if you have any other questions about the First Descendant, we've just opened up our Discord. The link is in the description below. Keep an eye out. We're trying out some cards this time. We're trying to do new stuff, be a better content creator. So yeah, just keep an eye out for all the stuff that I'm going to try to have popping up. I apologize if it doesn't. I've never done it before, but I hope you enjoyed the video regardless. So the first tip that we're going to get into is going to be about the ultimate weapons. As you can see, there's 3 rarity weapons: blue, purple, gold. And if we have 3 of our golds on, you can see those little orange marks, right? That's the ultimate ability of your weapon. Every gold ultimate weapon has a separate ultimate ability. So if you go into the information of a gun, you can see the information about the unique ability. So in order for you to enhance your unique abilities like I have on my Thunder Cage, you would have to come over to the workbench, go to enhance unique abilities. Now so for the sake of the video, I'm going to do the Readjusting Devotion. I have a spare copy here, and this is my main copy. Now, when you select your duplicate copy of the weapon, it's going to obviously show you that it's upgrading by 1 level out of 4. It gives you the stats you're able to change, okay? So, when I get my Readjusting Devotion up to ultimate ability level 4, it's going to reduce my aim recovery speed to 0%. Currently, that is a debuff. All ultimate weapons have a debuff due to their ultimate effect, and that debuff isn't removed until you max the level of the ultimate ability. So, we will go ahead, we will upgrade our gun, and that's how you upgrade ultimate abilities. So I started with that tip just because you get the Thunder Cage early on, you can farm more copies of it, and that's what I done at the very start of the game. I maxed out my Thunder Cage before I even got my weapons up to level 40, like in terms of gear power out of 100. Mine were at level 40 when my Thunder Cage was maxed. So this next tip is going to be based on if you're having struggle with the weapons and you need to do more damage. You can see I have level 100s and I have level 7s. We're going to be upgrading one of our weapons from level 7 or 8. Doesn't make a difference, we'll do this one, right? Up to level 100. Now to do that, we have to give away one of our level 100 guns. It doesn't make a difference which one, they're easy to get. Now my Singus is level 100, right? That increases DPS by a hell of a lot. If you're struggling to progress for your story, get a higher level gun, transmute it into one of your ultimates, and use that for a little while. For any blue or purple item that you want to upgrade are going to need phase exchangers, right? Phase exchangers are crafted in Anise. Now when it comes to upgrading ultimate weapons, up to level 100, you need precision phase exchangers. Now, they don't cost a lot to make. They're only 50k. They only cost 250 liquid metal. At the start of the game, you can build these, right? All you need to do is scrap some items. Build these at the start. Build, I say, maybe 10 of them, right? Save up 10 of them. You're not going to need any more than that. And it is quite important that, see, when you're playing for your first playthrough of the game, you're getting like level 20s, level 30s, and you're progressing really quickly. Do not use those to upgrade an ultimate weapon. Ultimate weapon materials cost quite a bit more than normal weapon materials, so if you just wait until you're level 100, you will be able to upgrade your gun to level 100 and be able to benefit properly from our next tip. And that next tip is going to be weapon readjustments. If we come over, have a look, right, Readjusting Devotion, we can see there's 3 stats there, right, and we need one of these. I don't have any because I reroll a lot. Now, when you're rolling these, you do want to have specific things in mind. For example, when I rolled my Thunder Cage, I had firearm crit rate, firearm attack, and firearm critical hit damage. They were 3 rolls that I want, right? Electric attack, you don't really necessarily want to get an element on your gun because that means you've kind of locked it into that element, you know? But if you're going to lock any element in, get electric attack locked in. But there's only 2 colossal enemies that are resistant to electric, right? So you'll either be doing good damage or you'll be doing normal damage against a boss if you have this equipped. So electric, I'm happy with it now. I will want to re-roll it to get weak point damage eventually. And if I want to re-roll that, that's going to cost me 20 because your materials go up every time you lock a stat, and you can lock stats. Now, one thing that won't stay is if you re-rolled your Thunder Cage at level 1, you got unbelievable stats, and then you level it up to level 100. they're gone. So after you get the weapon to level 100, that's when you want to start doing weapon readjustment. Don't do it beforehand, it is a waste of resources. And you can build those in Anais right under the Faith Exchanger. If you come down to enhancement materials, you can build them 20 at a time, so you can build quite a lot of them. We'll just put some on now. Now these ones obviously they cost a lot because it's 20 of them, but when you get a lot more of these high precision exchange components, you're not going to be worrying about too much of those liquid metal resources and the other low tier resources. So our next tip is going to be about upgrading reactors. That is something that it doesn't make a huge difference, but it does upgrade your character. Do it at the end of the game. Do not upgrade your early level reactors. If I upgrade my toxic reactor, it's going to go up by what, about 700 skill power. It's not a whole lot, right? It does still add on. Just make sure you get a reactor that you like this skill power boost ratio. So I go for toxic and tech skill, so I can use Freyna's ultimate. I would like a thunder cage on the top, so I don't use this because there's no thunder cage right now. You get an extra 60% if you have the optimized conditions, okay? And you do have to have that weapon in your hands to get that condition. For example, I have a upgraded thunder cage mountain, a toxic tech boost, so that's perfect, right? That's what I was going for. It had already been upgraded to 1172, right? That's any gold reactor at level 100 will have that same skill power, but what I don't have is good sub rolls. So if you look at the bottom of my reactor information, you can see I have skill critical hit rate, skill duration up, right? They're your sub rolls. You'll be wanting to get those. So the main thing you need from your reactors is going to be your optimized conditions, your skill power boost ratio, so you want it for your specific skill. And when you get those, you then need to roll 2 substats that are going to benefit your character. Now, obviously, for Valby, I have better reactors, right? Skill cooldown, skill cost, skill crit rate, skill cooldown. I have quite a lot for Valby. There's skill hit rate and additional skill attack when attacking Colossus. That's a really good one. It has Fallen Hope. I don't know about the skill boost ratios. Obviously, we have non-power attribute skill boost. That's good because we can then go to the likes of the Ice Woman. What's her name? Viessa. If you were to use this on Viessa, non-attribute power skill bonus. If I had the Fallen Hope, which I do, I can get an even bigger bonus. And then the dimensional skill. Each skill has their own type. If I come over here and look at the skill types, you can see where it says Venom Trauma. Above it, it says Toxic Tech. And then it says Toxic Dimension, Toxic Tech, and that's your passive, right? So the majority of Freyna's skills are toxic tech. The only one that's not is her armor. So that's why I've upgraded tech reactors. Have a look down the skills of whichever character you like, match it up to stats of a reactor of their element, and make sure you get a good gun that you like for the optimized conditions. It does not need to be a Thunder Cage. Thunder Cage is my best gun. I love the Thunder Cage. You know, if you prefer another gun like the Fallen Hope, use a Fallen Hope. And our next and final tip for the video is going to be about modding. Now, I'm going to do a bigger video, a little more in-depth, if it catches people's interest, to go over mods and what you should be doing, how it all works, but I'm going to give a general rundown right now, because I know it can be a little confusing. Obviously, all my mods are upgraded on my gun. You can see this one doesn't have 2. There is a reason for that. So, if we have a look at this, right, Phantom Pain Assault Rifle. Never used it. Level 1 proficiency, doesn't have any module capacity other than the 48 that I start with. You're going to want to fit in mods to fill that 48 capacity. This number on top of the mod, that is how much it fills up. So if I take this and put it in, look, 16 out of 48, right? And the way you would want to build this is, and I'm just going to do general, I haven't looked at the individual stats for this weapon. Generally, the way you want to build it, see its best stats. If it's good for crit, build it in the crit. If it's good for weak point, build it in the weak point. If it has good trigger rate, build it for statuses. That's the sort of idea you're going to want to go for. And instead of putting a bunch of level 1 mods in and filling in your capacity, just get yourself a couple of high ranked mods. Upgrade that DPS, and that's us a full capacity, right? 3 max mods will get us to full capacity. And just to show you what that is actually capable of, my tamer only has 4 mods, and yet it makes 384,000 DPS. So I have put a catalyst on my tamer, but it still only has 48 capacity, as it's only around level 20, okay? So with 1 catalyst, you're able to get more mods. And what is a catalyst? These are crystallization catalysts. They allow you to add a new socket onto your gun, or your Descendant, whichever one you choose to do. And the more you add on, the more mods you will actually be able to equipped to your weapon, and that's how I ended up with this much on my Thunder Cage, because if you look down my module sockets, I have 7. One thing I forgot to mention, I do have a guide on how to get crystallization catalysts. If that interests you, there'll be a card just up above me. Click on that, it'll take you to the video, or go watch it after the video. It is up to you. I'm not filling in this last one. That's only so I can rotate between every element. If you do want to build a Thunder Cage, I have a video talking about it. Try and build it like this. Leave one slot open, and that you can change for all your elements. You don't need to do this for every weapon, just one that you plan on using for mobbing and for bossing, so you can change out between them all. If you look at my Thunder Cage, you probably notice this max capacity of 80. Now, that's because I have an energy activator. It says that I've used it right here. It increases your capacity by 20 points, okay? So it takes you from the 60 base to 80 max, right? I think the max might be 85. I'm not too sure. I'm going to say 80 because 80 is what I have right there on my gun, right? If you want to upgrade your module capacity to 50 without having to actually level up your guns, you can get level 1 weapons with 50 capacity. You're just going to come over to your mastery rank. At rank 20, you can see your capacity is going to be 50 for both of those. I'm at rank 16, so I'm at 48 capacity. If you are a lower master rank than 16, that's when you're going to start to notice that, oh wow, I can only get 28 capacity on my level 1 weapons. You're going to get a significantly weaker level 1 weapon that I would have at rank 16. I haven't been grinding as much as I should be. I would love to push up to maybe like the 25 area, have 5 remaining. I know we can't hit 30 yet because there's not enough items in the game, but I would like to get myself up to 25. I've been focusing on a lot on the YouTube. I really appreciate the support, but I probably should grind some, right? Thanks for watching the video. If you made it the entire way through and are still watching now, I really appreciate you. Yous are the ones that I'm making these videos for. We have done so much in the last week. Thank yous so much. Please hit the like and subscribe button. But for now, I gotta love yous and leave yous. Enjoy the rest of your day.